Hey there, welcome. So glad you could stop by. This is Debbra Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records. Today, I'm going to be answering some of your questions that you left for me on the channel. So, to begin, we start with Jasmine, who said that she's in Southern California and out of nowhere, she's seeing turkey vultures almost every day. And it's been going on for some period of time. So she wants to know, what is the message Turkey Vulture has for her? Well, if you've been around for a while, you know I've already channeled a couple of messages from Turkey Vulture, so it probably has something to do with that, and I'll leave a link for you so that you can check those videos out. But meanwhile, let's just ask, is there a special message to Jasmine from Turkey Vulture? So, Turkey Vulture, what do you want to share with Jasmine today? It's a glorious day, Jasmine. Get out there and enjoy the sunshine. Soak it up just as we soak up the sun. It's a fine day to go out and enjoy your bird bath, whatever that might be for you, where you soak up all of the glorious bounty that Mother Nature has provided, not only for you, but for all of us. That's what's been missing from your life, Jasmine. More stopping, pausing, connecting with Gaia, with your entire environment, and with us. So we came just to put a little spotlight on you to say, hey, Jasmine, it's time to lighten up, take a break, pause, listen. Listen to the messages that your angels and Mother Nature are bringing to you. And that is all about your glorious future, Jasmine. Yes, there's some exciting eventualities waiting for you. And there's a choice that you have been hesitating to make. So they are encouraging you. Yeah, stop procrastinating. Step forward and make that choice. Take action sooner than later, because that will get the energy flowing and that will lead you on to the next delightful opportunity that your angels have lined up for you. So it's all about, when you see an opportunity, don't hesitate, just like Vulture. When they see a fine meal that's been provided for them, they don't wait. Somebody else will beat them to it. No, they nosedive right into that meal and they enjoy it with gusto. They call their friends to join them. They make a party out of it. They really enjoy. It's an exuberance, and that's an energy that they're inviting you to join them in. That exuberance, that joyfulness, partying, the gusto, more gusto in your life, Jasmine. What else? Anything else you have to share with Jasmine? Yeah, and then after you've enjoyed that meal and you've got your tummy full, then it's time to get out there and do your sunbathing. Relax, let your body do what it needs to do. Just enjoy and be in a state of gratitude for all that you have, all that you are, and all that you're becoming, because becoming is now coming prevalent for you, Jasmine. So what do you want to become? Do you know? And if you don't, then put some time in contemplation into considering what it is you want to become that you haven't yet stepped into, whether it's fear or lack of seeing the opportunity, but know that they will help you to see those opportunities. So keep your eyes open. Watch out for those amazing opportunities that will be almost dropping out of the sky in front of you. Your angels are bringing more and more of them until you see them and then take action on them. So overall, Jasmine, it feels to me like you're holding back on something that will serve you in your dreams and in your bright future. So don't hold back. When you're inspired to do something, take action quickly. Use the vulture as your example. No hesitation. Get out there and do it. Find out if it's the right opportunity for you. You'll know pretty quickly. If it's not, then discard it and look for another one, because more will be coming. The more you see and take action, the faster the messages will come. Yeah. So that feels like it's your entire message, Jasmine. Thanks for asking. I hope that helps. And please let me know. So our next question comes from J.K. White Dog. He was responding to one of my videos about soul gender with some confusion. Could you be more specific about soul gender? It seems that no soul has 100% male or female, but may have more male or female, say 20/80 or 30/70. When you referred to the term soul gender, were you referring to the dominant energy, or was I completely wrong about my assumptions? Thank you. Yeah, you're so welcome, JK. Sorry it took me so long to get back to you, but let's talk about that. So, soul gender. Here's the delineation. Body, 3D body here has a gender, which is mostly obvious to the naked eye, right? Soul gender is who you were created from the very beginning. When your soul was put together, you have a gift, you've got a tribe, you've got a soul specialty, and you've got a soul gender. That's your soul matrix. That stays the same through every single lifetime. So when Creator made you, there was a choice made about what gender that soul would be. That never changes. So it's the soul gender I was talking about. Now, when you incarnate, except for the first time because Creator chose that for you, it matched your soul gender. But after that, each time you incarnate, you have the opportunity to choose. Do I want to be male, female, or androgynous? Because there is that third choice. And we do this so that we can have the broader experience, so that we will understand one another better, so that we can move forward in enlightenment and more love and respect, allowing each other to be who we are. So, for instance, JK, if you were a female soul in a male body, you might feel all of your life a little more in touch with your feminine side than perhaps some of your pals. So you would have probably been aware of that. Usually, when there is a difference, you are consciously aware that there's something different about you. Not that this is bad at all because you made the choice. You made the choice for a reason, right? So there you are, and you're feeling that difference. Now, if your body, your 3D body, is the same gender as your soul, then you probably wouldn't have noticed much of anything. Conversely, if you have a female body with a male soul, you might have noticed feeling like you were more assertive than the average woman, or maybe you just had more testosterone. Maybe you were just out there go-getter more than the average woman. There would be something different about you. Now, for most people, that's all the further it goes. They're just aware of something being different. And so they live that life having that experience. Now, for some souls, they are not so comfortable with that difference. They have come into a lifetime where suddenly being a different soul gender from their body gender has become very uncomfortable for them. Those would be some of the transgender people that we're seeing showing up in the world today. So they have probably reached the end of the line where they will incarnate into a soul, or a body rather, that's a different gender from their soul, because they've had that exploration. This one isn't working out for them. It's very uncomfortable. Now, some of them don't go any further than that, but for those who feel the need to change, that's part of what's going on. And the reason it's important for us to understand this, JK, is because we do have more and more transgender people showing up in the world today. Perhaps it's not more, perhaps they were just not comfortable speaking about it in olden times, but we are nevertheless aware of more of them today. So in those cases where we are aware of them, if the world can be more accepting, understanding that they were created this way, there is nothing wrong with them, they're perfectly fine. They're just a little uncomfortable and they're having to make the adjustment. Now, for the soul that is in a body that's a different gender, it's important for them to know that, which is why I've made these videos, because I want to get the word out to them. There is a reason that they feel the way that they do. And can you imagine if that were you, what a gift it would be to know this about yourself, to have that peace. And then whatever decision you decided to make about your future would be made from a place of knowing and understanding, so that you could make the very best choice for yourself. But ultimately, this is all about, as a people, coming together in love and acceptance bringing that oneness that we all are to the world, because we're all here to be expressions of divine, to experience more love, to become more enlightened, to expand our consciousness. And that's not about judging one another. That's about love and acceptance. So I hope that makes sense, JK. Let me know if it doesn't, and post any more questions. Thanks for asking. So next we have Brian. Brian says that he went hiking, and his hike started out with 2 turkey vultures flying over him. He looks up and he says out loud to them, "Come on, I know I'm old and shot out, but I'm good." And then he laughs out loud, and he thinks that he can make the turkey vultures laugh. So he's having a little levity with the turkey vultures. That's really cool, Brian. So he's walking by a lake and he sees a lot of birds, but he's noticing that the vultures are gliding effortlessly, and he sees a beauty about them that he's never noticed before. So he walks about 3 miles, then he turns around and he walks back to the starting point, and he's listening to an Om chant. Then he sees an opportunity. So he tries to get a couple of good pictures, and he calls out to the birds, "Hey, I want to see your face and get a picture." And a single turkey vulture then circled over him, now moving with joy and his chant, because he's not dinner. If I understand this correctly, Brian. So you're feeling joy because you're not dinner for the vulture, right? And just exuberance about the day. Okay. And so now you're seeing vultures everywhere where you live in California, but you still felt like it was a very personal experience, and you're very grateful. That's awesome. So whenever something like that happens, being in a state of gratitude is one of the best things you can do. And then, yeah, try to talk to them, and then give yourself a few moments of quiet, contemplative time, just to see if any thoughts pop into you. And Brian, I'm guessing they probably did, but you may not have recognized them as being a message from that vulture and from the group. So let's just see if Vulture has anything that they want to share with Brian today. So what would you like to tell Brian? Oh, they were having so much fun with you, Brian, and they were delighted that you noticed and that you wanted to engage with them, because part of their mission on this earth is sharing their wisdom with us. So when we wake up and notice that, then pause to receive the message, then take action on it. They are just to the moon and back delighted. That was what they were striving to do with you. So they're very grateful to you for taking the time to interact with them. Is there anything else you want to share with Brian? They're saying that you're really on a great path, Brian, and it delights them to see how you're moving forward on your soul journey. They're encouraging you to do more. And they're also saying, "Hey, if you want to chat with us again, just give us a call. We'll be around and we'll happily come and chat with you." So that's really wonderful. And anything else for Brian? It's like, "Hey man, we'll be around, so connect with us whenever you feel like it." And the thing that's coming up for me to share with you, Brian, if you don't already know, is that the book, The Path to Hearing Angels and Guides, a 21-day meditation challenge from Metatron, is available to you for the purpose of helping you to open up your consciousness, to be able to recognize those thoughts that come from, whether they're creatures or departed loved ones or angels. So that book is a course teaching you how to fine tune your channel so that you can recognize those messages and then do something about them, rather than waiting for somebody like me to translate, because you have the ability. And they are encouraging you to step into that. So if you don't already have the book, Brian, I'll put a link up for you. Grab the book, read it, and there's a link in the book to join the Facebook support group. In that group, we are supporting one another on the journey, answering questions, encouraging, showing you what other people have been through, which will help you even more, because we all have these common things that we get stuck on. So by reading other people's experiences, it helps to get ahead of those things and not get blocked by them. Because the worst thing is if you're doing this by yourself, you're in isolation and your heart is there, your desire is there, you want to make this happen, but you get stumbled up and trip on some of the common things like judging the thoughts that you get and thinking that their ego, having trouble deciding which is which. So that's all stuff that's covered in the book. And then we go over it more in the group. So if you would like to tune your channel to be able to communicate with the beasts, the departed ones, and your angels, I highly recommend you grab the book, read it ASAP. It's a fast read. Metatron doesn't want to waste any time. He wants to get you into this fast so that you will become more conscious, more enlightened, and able to channel with ease, because that's your birthright. So join us in the group. We'll help you get there, and it will be fabulous. So thanks for the question, Brian. I look forward to hearing from you. Let's see. Do we have any more? Yes, I have one more question here. This is from Peter. And Peter says, asking for information, what is your definition of enlightenment? What will the enlightenment of one human being change the world stage of all of its issues? If we are spirit beings made manifest in physical for the opportunity of experience, why does it seem to be so challenging to connect with spirit guides that are supposed to be there to assist us on this journey? Oh, that's a great question. And that kind of leads back into what I was just talking to Brian about. See, part of it is, Peter, many of us, not all, but many of us were taught to pray. Some taught to pray unceasingly, but nobody ever taught us how to hear. How do we get the answers? And that's, again, what the 21-day meditation challenge is about. It's teaching you how to hear. And, when I talk about meditation, I'm not talking about sitting down and doing Om and having a totally clear head and, being able just to download messages. Yes, you can download messages. You already are. You're just not aware that that's what they are because you've got to sift them out from what ego is speaking to you about. But it's more about that discernment of knowing what they feel and sound like so that you can recognize them. And it's about letting go of the judgment of yourself when you sit down to meditate and all these thoughts go rushing through your mind. That's normal. Everybody gets that. Unless you're somebody who's been studying and practicing meditations for decades, you're probably not going to sit down and just immediately go into channeling. It takes a little practice, but you do it every day without knowing it. So that's part of what Metatron is teaching you in this course. So from there, as you start to connecting, there's your enlightenment waiting for you with the angels. They want to share with you these breadcrumbs of opportunity and possibilities so that you can move forward in the most empowered way on your soul journey. That's what that connection is all about. And your angels are with you all the time doing somersaults and everything they can to get your attention. But until you learn to recognize those signs, you're going to miss them most of the time. Sure, we can manifest parking spaces pretty easily, right? If you're into law of attraction. But it's deeper and bigger than that. It's learning to be present in the moment, to notice when those little synchronicities happen that just cannot be coincidence, because there are no coincidences. These things are happening to get our attention. So if you're seeing repeating numbers, if you're seeing repeating colors or thoughts or something that just comes into your awareness and just for that split second grabs your attention, that's probably a message from your angels. So at that point, you stop, you look up the symbology, you ask for more, whatever you feel led to do to get that information, and then write it all down. Keep track of your experiences. You want to journal them because they deliver them to us in pieces. We would not be able to handle it or process it in a way that would be beneficial to us if they just dumped it on us all at once, right? So they give us these little pieces and they make it kind of like a scavenger hunt as we figure out what they mean and put them together to form this bigger picture that we can now see what this is all about. And so that process will repeat over and over as they're working with you and teaching you. So you get those little nuggets of information, you gather them in your journal, and then at some point you're going to step back and it's like, oh, wow, there's the bigger picture, the message they've been trying to share with me. You may feel it in your body. You may just know it in your solar plexus. You may get that visualization. You might just kind of feel it in your head. It can happen in all those ways. You might actually auditorially hear it, or you might just hear it inside your head. There are so many ways it happens, and we're all different. So that's what makes it more challenging for us to have this connection. It's because there's no one way. It's taking the way it shows up for you and then solving your little puzzle of how to unlock the information that's there for you. I hope that's making sense. Let me just refer to your question again to see if I've gotten it all. So the definition of enlightenment for me, Peter, is following those breadcrumbs, getting those aha moments, understanding the opportunities and the inspired ideas that the angels are showing that's going to lead me forward on my path in the most empowered way so that I'm in alignment with my purpose, because that's what it's all about. It's taking this purposeful third dimensional journey, finding what feeds your soul and doing it. And all of those things are bundled up together in this wonderful, joyous life experience we're having. So for me, that's enlightenment. I hope that makes sense. And the enlightenment of one human being, how does that change the world stage? Because we are all connected, Peter. So what I'm sharing with you now is what my angels have shared with me. You might be inspired, you might share it with others, and then they might share it with others. And it spreads across the planet like an infection. Metatron calls it a positive infection because it has a positive result. And I asked him, I said, are you sure you want to call that an infection? Because that seems like a negative thing to me. No, no, no. It's an infection because of the way it spreads. So as you learn and are uplifted by what you learn, then you share with someone. And it just keeps spreading until this message, this love, this deep love that Creator and the angels have for us is felt deeply, so that we know that we are loved to the moon and back. We are cherished by our Creator. And Creator delights in this life journey that we're on, is co-creating with us. Imagine that. You are creating your life that was endowed to you by your Creator. Co-creating, because you have free choice. You're not a puppet. So in the beginning, Creator made you as this masterpiece. You were the raw material of a masterpiece. Then you were put into this lifetime and many lifetimes to have these experiences, make these choices, which will shape you into your version of the masterpiece that you are. And we are all unique because nobody's doing it exactly the same. And yet, each of us is needed in the grand tapestry of life. So if you picture like this huge tapestry, every soul has a spot in that tapestry. So if you don't step up, live your purpose, your place on the tapestry is empty. Nobody can fill it but you. How mind-blowing and marvelous is that? So when you do that, you get into alignment with your purpose. It just feels so wonderful. Your heart chakra will expand with love for yourself, for the world. You will be inspired to take even grander action for yourself and for the world. And you are unlimited. The possibilities never end because you're an eternal being. So what will you accomplish in this lifetime? What will you do that brings you deep joy and satisfaction that you can then share with others? And to me, that's all kind of bundled up with enlightenment, because that's what this journey is about. So did I get everything? Yeah, I think that pretty much covers what you asked me, Peter. So I hope you will hear this message and then let me know if it makes sense to you or if you have more questions. Because I'm here to share the wisdom of the angels. That's part of my mission. That's what brings me joy and satisfaction on my soul journey. So thank you for helping me to do that. So guys, that's the end of the questions for today. If you've got them, please leave them in the comments. I love to hear your input, your feedback. And coming up soon, next Saturday, is the third Saturday Ask Your Guides live on Zoom. So if you haven't already signed up for that, please do. go to akashaunleashed.com/VIP, sign up for that VIP group where you can ask your questions and I will channel your answers. So I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. This is Deborah Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records. Till next time, bye.